You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another intriguing episode of Ask Drone U. My name is Mature Paul.
I'm sorry.
Maturing Paul?
I probably shouldn't have laughed so hard at that.
No, I don't know.
And my name's Rob. Maybe I'm the immature one. There we go. But anyways, thank you for spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate it. Hopefully we're going to bring you some value today.
And we're going to be talking about RV resorts. You know, since 2020, there's been a huge uptick in RVs. In fact, funny enough, I asked my neighbor, Alex and Kat, what they were doing this weekend. And I think he just got his tax refund because he was going to go look at buying a camper.
Okay.
And I was like, interesting. I didn't want to burst his bubble because if you remember back during COVID, I had done really well on shorting the market. And I was thinking about buying a camper myself. Do you remember that? And then because Dave was camping, he was doing all that stuff himself. And I realized how hard it is to actually find a campground with open space, especially in the summer,
I mean, I know where to go. The question is, do you want to be in like with all full hookups and everything? And then you're basically in a lot of cases in a glorified trailer park, where I prefer to dry camp. And a lot of people don't want dry camp.
See,
there's a ton of dry camping.
This is a whole thing.
It's very much a thing.
It's a whole thing because, I mean, like, I think of Lake Pleasant, right? And Lake Pleasant has all those hookups, and they have pools and bathrooms and a spa. And I'm like, it's pretty much like you're living in your camper, but you have all these nice amenities there on site.
Yeah, that's a great way to go if that's what you like, sure.
But you're saying you like the opposite, where you're like in the national park.
I'm trying to get away from people.
Yeah.
Not go find a trailer park full of people.
Isn't it funny how we...
But I'm like, I totally get it. And I have a lot of friends that prefer that, and they do it. Like one friend up in Albuquerque, down in Albuquerque, they do like 6, 7, 8 trips a summer. And they go to those little, like they have them all planned out, and they go to those really nice RV parks, and that's what they do.
Hey.
Right on.
Whatever floats your boat.
Absolutely.
So.
Enjoy.
I don't have experience in really either, so I'm not really one to talk, but.
I mean, best case is to go backpacking and really get away from people.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to hike 5 miles.
That's actually
with a 40-pound, 50-pound backpack.
Yeah, I got a 20-pound child on my front, so. But anyway, we're going to be talking about what to know and how to market to some of these RV resorts. We actually have a Drone U advisor here, Mr. Jimmy Walker. I've talked about him a lot, and he actually has done this in Grand Junction, Colorado, and a few other places. So I think there's actually a lot of opportunity here. And if you were listening to our last show where we were talking about smoke getting in the office, the landscape supply company had a fire on their wood chip pile. What would you call that? It's like the stuff that's on children's playgrounds. You know what I mean?
What?
Because that wasn't the compost.
No, I think there's some manure in there as well.
That was the landscape supply company thanking me because we helped them avoid a catastrophic failure.
He said that?
He said that. He was like, yeah, it had lit. It was fully lit on fire. Like, if it weren't for you, it would have been a huge fire. And I was like, well, glad I said something.
They might want some cameras or sensors or something then.
Well, he was like, we want to buy you guys dinner somewhere. Where's the place that you go in town? I'm like, well, you're in Loveland. You know what's around, you know? So.
Dang. Wow.
Can I get some free compost?
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. Me and Rob are going to go aerate the yards.
Can we just pull up our truck and grab a little bit?
100%. So anyway,
All
right, back to the show. Let's talk about filming RV resorts. Before we get to that, there is one thing that we have to get to. We are doing the experience training again. We most likely already have it halfway full, but that doesn't mean that you cannot join us for the absolute best drone training experience that you could ever have. We're talking about 5 days of training to learn how to shoot on the ground, shoot in the sky, create maps and models, but also tell the story of doing it on an actual project. The last 2 days of that training, you are going to actually be in a competition against other pilots to create maps, models, and videos to be graded for a cash prize. The greatest thing about the Drone Drone U experience training is that it's taking place in colorful Colorado in the mountains, so your room and your board are taken care of. This way, it's more than just a training. It's an all-in, all-day long experience of learning from other pilots, learning what it takes to actually create maps and models for construction, VDC, but also to do the storytelling along with it. Last year, we did this training with a couple of construction companies and a couple people who were not affiliated with those construction companies. And the greatest marketing story of all time is that one particular construction company actually hired one of the students full-time, making very good money.
Yeah.
All for her ability to
cool.
storytell. Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, she came in with some experience, but the connections that get made are real.
They are very real. If you want to join us, experience.thedroneu.com. It's going to be the first week in June. Again, it's 7 full days. You won't want to miss it. It's our personal favorite training too. So, I mean, we all love it. And you know what I love the most for this training? Is getting to know your culinary capabilities.
Well, yeah, we'll see if that happens this year.
I was really happy though, because I remember a couple of students in the post survey, they said their favorite meal were the steaks we made.
Okay.
Rob's feeling
They were very good. They were very, very good.
Well, now we have a new source. Did you like those steaks this last week?
I love those steaks. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was better than Buckner.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were very good. I would eat either.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Join us, experience.thedroneu.com.
Hello, Drone U team. My name is John Rodriguez, and I have a question because I travel in an RV full time. And I'm wondering, what should I know about flying resorts? Because I seemingly find myself at a lot of different RV resorts, and I am looking to probably get some business through them flying drones. I'm new at starting out at this, so I'm just curious your thoughts on this and which way to go. Thank you so much for your help. Appreciate all the other material too. It's been wonderful.
Thank you very much, John. We appreciate the question. And man, as I look at this, there's a lot that you can do. And I honestly don't know if it's a big money maker per se, but there's a lot of I don't know, maybe getting free stays is all you're looking for. Probably not. Probably want to think bigger than that. But I know these RV parks, there's a lot of things that you can do to help market them. Like I think of like an Orth Mosaic doing a map kind of like we did for Blue Lake Ranch.
That was definitely, something that I wanted to talk about because Jimmy did exactly that.
Did he really?
He did aerial photos, aerial video, and a map and then he had the map annotated and essentially showcase all the different slots and whether they were, what do you call them? Full plug or... where it's like...
just full hookups?
Full hookups, yeah. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Full hookups or half or just power. He had them all annotated. And I think in order to be successful, you've got to have a good marketing brochure that when you go to this resort or when you go to an RV resort, that you have the brochure of like, here's aerial video examples, here's photo examples, and then here's a map. And this can increase perceived value so that you can charge maybe it's 5% more per slot because with updated media and updated website, it's going to look better. Thus, you can charge more. I think you've got to tell that story of value, which is something I really wanted to talk about on this show. Because if the group doesn't know how to implement the increase of media perception, then they're not going to get the most out of it. And you can definitely tell the story through, doing these various shots, upselling sunset, upselling various aspects of the media itself. But even sometimes one of the things that Jimmy did too was actually a navigational video where he was flying really slow above the roads. And then he would like pause and like show, okay, go this way if you're going to, event center, whatever. I'm making names up now. Go this way if you're down by the river lots. And then he would fly each direction. I think it was actually Izzy who was saying Kula would be so good for that because it would be interactive of like, okay, show me the drive down here or show me the drive down there. So you have this like interactive map. Now, all this is obviously going to be dependent on capacity for Wi-Fi or internet out where they are. But I know there's something that you want to hit really quick. So before we talk about how to get the most out of shooting these RV resorts, because if they're anything like regular resorts on the beach, there's definitely a system to getting the most out of it. But I noticed that you had this up. Is there something you
Well,
want to
yeah,
bring
no,
up?
I mean, it's just part of the conversation. You didn't have to stop for it. But I think one thing you might do is, well, two things come to mind. And Paul will go into the details of what would make good media for a park, I think. But two things. One is if you can plan out your trip and know like 5-10 parks ahead where you're going, you can reach out to them and start a conversation with them and see if you can drum up some interest that way. But the other thing that comes to mind is there are media agencies. I just found one with a real quick media search or Google search that does this specifically for parks. And when I say this, I don't mean drone shots per se, but marketing. And they kind of have a full suite of things. So maybe you could partner with some of these media firms because they're not necessarily going to be out. They're doing like websites for parks, things like that, helping them set up systems. But if you're at a park, they might be interested in your media.
True. And I mean, even look at this website that you've pulled up for this platform because they talk, all they're doing is media. Now go up to the top and it says boost bookings, attract more guests, and streamline your operations. There is the subline for your marketing brochure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and these guys do a nice job.
And this is a great thing to throw this website into Cursor or Perplexity or ChatGPT and just copy it.
Absolutely. I mean, well,
why? Like why? Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, they're full service in terms of the media help that they offer, and I don't know that that's what you're looking for, John. But you could either you go all in, something like this, try to create packages for the parks that you're going to visit or the parks that you're going to try to sell to, or you can kind of pick and choose and do packages of I just mostly want to do drone stuff. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do, but I can tell you this, they need you. A lot of them
they
need you.
absolutely need you.
Mm-hmm.
I think as far as the system of making this all happen, first of all, if you are already going to RV parks, then you need to make it your mission to, go out and make these deliverables, a video, great ground shots with slow-mo, mixed with slow-mo from the sky, mixed by showcasing adventures, showcasing wildlife, showcasing expectations, put it all together, give it to that park owner for free in exchange for a testimonial, in exchange for a video testimonial. Get what, there is a system to implement a successful media business. Go out and do the work for someone, practice, figure out the system of collecting the media, go collect the media. If you're going to do it for free, notate that it's only going to be free the first time or a significant discount. There were many times that I did not have to get free, like I would be paid on top of free stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think people need to realize that the value that you see within yourself is so critical because look, if you don't value your own work, why would anyone else value it? So you've got to learn to have that confidence in selling yourself. If you go out, collect the video, go out, collect photos, go out and make a map and give it to someone, get these testimonials in exchange on top of a free stay, use that, put it on the website, use that as a system to go to the next place. But when it comes to filming, film at the butt crack of dawn, get sunrise, less people are out, less movement is going on. You're going to see more of the land. You're going to also see and experience what a lot of people don't. Maybe some people love the early morning. Maybe you shoot a cup of coffee from 20 feet away with a 400 millimeter lens and you see the steam coming out of the cup of coffee with the sun peeking over the mountain in the backdrop. Like, get creative, turn it into a mission. I'll be honest, Rob, Lisa and I were in Rocky Mountain National Park on Friday, like I told you, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I really miss the drone adventures where I just got to go out in the middle of nowhere and have a mission to make it the coolest looking place on the planet. Mm-hmm. And that is the number one job I miss doing.
Yeah.
I might have to go do one or two. So
you should.
But I think part of the American dream is the American adventure. Mm-hmm. And there's so much to see in this country and there's so much to do. Why not make it a mission? If I were going to retire, then this is what I might go do. So
yeah, no. And it's I think it'd be easy to find prospects because you can find the RV parks around the country. And then you can check out their websites, you can check out their social media, and you're going to see that most of them probably don't have much.
Yeah.
You're going to see the ones that you might find one that wow, they're killing it. So then copy what they're doing for other RV parks.
There you go. Use it. Yeah. Create a Google sheet with examples of media that you do like to give yourself options. I mean, this sounds like such a fun adventure. I'm like, you want to leave, Rob?
This is what Emily's doing to do social media management for people. She wanted to do it for small, retail shops and coffee shops around Southern California. So she just gets on social media and she's like, they need me. And then she reaches out to them.
It's fantastic.
I love it.
I love it too. It's
love it.
honestly really good money too.
Yeah.
Because as you see with us, it's a full-time job doing media, especially
is.
across all the platforms. I think that's my biggest mistake is not realizing what are the best platforms, even for us at Drone U.
Yeah, and it's going to vary depending on the industry and the business for sure. Like RV parks, probably Instagram is going to be a good one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know where I was going to go next.
I was just going to say my biggest issue that I've had to learn since COVID is that when managing social media and doing these things, you have to be agnostic and objective. Because like I personally hate Facebook because I feel like it's very negative oftentimes. And yet it's where business is happening. Like, LinkedIn is where more business is happening, but Facebook is a little bit more authentic, albeit negative. So, I mean, that's something that you've got to objectively look at. Why are we talking about this? You've got to objectively look at where is the audience for the client and how can you do the most for them on the platform that matches their audience.
Absolutely. Well, bottom line is there is opportunity. That's how I would find people is through getting a list of the RV parks that are out there in the world, so to speak, and then check them out, see what social media they've done, because most of them probably haven't done much.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you want to get into websites, which by the way is super easy now, because AI can do
Most
a website for you in 15 minutes. That's another option. So a lot of opportunity here.
So much opportunity. So much opportunity. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. If you want to learn how to make the absolute best videos, mixing ground footage and aerial footage, we've got a brand new commercial production class shot by a producer from MTV. Check it out. It's Jake's commercial production class. I linked to it even this weekend with our video of $46K a day, showcasing how drone teams can make a lot more money than just the lone wolf, which was a hard lesson for me to learn. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks again for joining us at Ask Drone U.